And we've got the earnings of Tiger Brands, so we get to chat to the CEO, Lawrence Macdougall. Now, let's unpack those numbers very quickly for you. A group operating income decline of 28% to 3.3 billion rand. Domestic revenue shrinking by 9%. Volumes down 5%. Price deflation as well of 4%, while revenue declined 52% in total to 1.1 billion rand. Let's chat to the CEO now, Lawrence Macdougall, who joins us from our JSE studio. Sir, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I suppose it's not a good set of earnings. Yes, you had stated out that you will expect these sort of numbers. You had the Listeriosis outbreak also come out. Is the worst over for Tiger Brands?
Yeah, I think our results reflects the constrained consumer environment at the moment, one where the consumer discretionary income has been severely impacted by VAT increases, fuel, water, and the other services in the market at the moment. So, yeah, it wasn't a good set of results, and you know the consumer environment is significantly depressed.
Yeah.
On the Listeria side, yes, it had a material impact to our numbers. But we are pleased to announce to our consumers 2 weeks ago that the Germiston plant is now open, and those ready to cook products are now on the shelves in our supermarkets.
Yeah.
The Polokwane plant will open in a few weeks' time, and that means the full range will be available by the end of the year and potentially by Christmas. You know, in addition to that, we announced just last week that we've established a partnership with the University of Stellenbosch, where there's, I think, a transformational partnership being established for industry, where we've got the best world thinkers in food safety working with the centre in Stellenbosch to work with industry, with science, and then with government to establish the protocols that will keep us abreast of developments going forward. Our contribution has been significant, over 10 million rand over the next 3 years, as a setup towards that first in South Africa Food Safety Institute out of Stellenbosch. So we feel we're moving forward, yeah. Definitely in the whole process.
Mr. Macdougall, if you take a look at all the earnings, then you would, of retailers in general, you would note that, as you said, things are a little bit tough. The fast-moving consumer goods segment in which you are primarily based is one that is obviously going to be hardest hit. How do you try to mitigate that then in trying to ensure that your shareholders also get the best out of you, but so too do customers, and that prices don't continue to just spiral out of control?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the most important thing is firstly understanding the developing consumer and shopper trends in the market and being abreast of those and being able to respond to those in the most appropriate way. You know, consumers are shopping more often. They're looking for smaller pack sizes, but then at the same time, when there are promotional activities, they are trading up. So you have to be able to respond to both of those trends at the same time. Making sure that the shelves are always stocked is critical, and making sure that you're getting pricing relativities on the brands is also important. But you know, in these difficult times, consumers can't make a mistake. And therefore making sure that they have the brands available that they love and trust, like those brands of Tiger Brands, is very, very important. They just can't afford to make a mistake with the little bit of money that they do have available for discretionary spend.
How do you feel, and what are your sentiments around no-name brands or brands that aren't necessarily labeled in comparison to your more premium brands, which are certainly getting hard hit by this? Do you feel that it is a part of the competition and it is a way to grow the industry, or do you feel that you need to maintain your competitive edge and try to continue to find ways to mitigate all those sort of risks?
Yeah, I mean, the private label overall around the world is a formidable competitor and has its role in the retail environment in South Africa and around the world. As a branded consumer goods product, you know, we pride ourselves in the equity we create in our brands. The ability to have, you know, recyclable material with no preservatives and no additives is what consumers are looking for. We may have to make sure that it's affordable and that we're providing value in those brands to be able to compete with the other competitors. And private label is just one of those competitors that we have to compete against. Yeah. And certainly, as you say, they will be a formidable competitor going forward as well.
Very quickly, I have run out of time, Mr. Macdougall, but expansion plans for the remainder of the year?
Sorry, I missed that?
Expansion plans. Any expansion plans, whether it be the rest of South Africa or across the continent?
Yes, we unveiled our Africa strategy over the last few weeks, and we're quite encouraged about the opportunities for us to take our well-loved South African brands like Koo, like Oros, like All Gold into the rest of Africa, establishing route to markets, but leveraging our local resources and manufacturing footprint to be able to take those well-loved brands into the rest of Africa is quite an exciting opportunity for us.
Tiger Brand CEO Lawrence Macdougall, appreciate your time there. Of course, the share price going up around 4% as well today on those news and those earnings data. So clearly the market liking it and accepting what was said last week out in their trading statement, and seeing the results come out now, it clearly does offer a similar picture of what is going on in that.